Welcome to our weekly devotional discussing our upcoming message series. We're in a message series called Ever Wonder Why? Ever Wonder Why? And this week we're going to be having a conversation from Job about grief. If you've been following along, our story of Job has gone through a number of turns. We've been looking at why do bad things happen to good people. We've been discussing basically why does God allow suffering? Why does God allow evil? And this week we're going to turn to the topic of grief. How do we deal with grief? How do we help others deal with grief? We're going to be having a testimony this week from Pastor Mark Bellows, who's also a counselor for Hope Counseling Center. Talks a lot about grief. In fact, he's written this book, and we'll have it available on Sundays, called Prepare to Die. And it really talks a lot about how do we live with purpose today, knowing that someday we will die. And he quotes John Wyatt in his book, Dying Well. He says, if you ask people, how would you like to die? Most people today would say, I want to die in my bed while I am asleep. I don't want any warning, any premonition, any awareness. I just want to go suddenly like a light. Yet as strange as that is, if you were to go back 400 years and ask people the same question, they would generally agree that sudden, unexpected death was the worst possible way to die. To be catapulted into eternity with no chance to say goodbye. No chance to ask for forgiveness or to ensure your loved ones were provided for. No chance to prepare yourself to meet your Maker. What a terrible way to die. It's funny how culture changes through time. Mitch Albom's book, Tuesdays with Maury, hits me close to home because my father had ALS. And the whole book is about a gentleman meeting with a man weekly. Mitch Albom meeting with this man named Maury who had ALS and was saying his goodbyes. Maury Schwartz, as he said, had an insightful statement as he was dying. He said, it's horrible to watch my body slowly wilt away to nothing. But it's also wonderful because all the time I get to say goodbye. Many times our grief is about missing somebody. It's about a sense of suffering that we go through because somebody else is now not a part of our lives. But the good news is this, and we'll talk more about this on Sunday, how we can move from grief to compassion. And also how we can prepare to die, if you will. In other words, as we are moving towards those days when our days are numbered, how we can help our loved ones and others see not so much a sense of grief and loss, but a sense of transition as we go heavenly, and as someday they meet us there. So join us this Sunday. It's going to be awesome here at Crossroads Church in Lakeville or at Inver Grove Heights as we discuss how it is we deal with grief. Have a blessed day.